We are honored to have today on Morning Matters our newest kapatid, one of the top journalists in the country, my former boss. She is now with us. And I'm honored to have her replace me on the big story. But today, she will be on Morning Matters first. We have Ces Oreña-Drilon. Welcome to the Kapatid Network.
And you were the first one to welcome me.
I know. What an honor.
Thank you. It is
you.
mine. It is mine also.
Okay, so my first question is,
Okay.
what made you come back? Did you miss the news?
Actually, no. Do you know that I have tuned off from... I see naman updates now and then, but I'm not really like before. You live, breathe the news. But I thought I could, you know, in the past as a reporter, parang wala kang plano sa buhay because you know, if you plan something, all these plans will be upset because something might happen. And
Like the daily grind.
Yes.
You never know what's going to come.
You never know, an earthquake may happen.
So there's no use planning.
Yes, that was my thinking before. Or parang wala kang intention masyado. Wala. Kung ano yung mangyari, mangyayari. But I thought that because, you know, I'm in my third act. To quote Jane Fonda, may intention ako. I want to be able to use this platform for an advocacy. Aside from, you know, of course, doing the news and doing interviews, my advocacy is sustainability. So I want to have content around that advocacy.
Okay, before we go to that
I know, but
part.
that's what you said. That's what your question was, why did I join? So meron akong ulterior motive.
Good naman.
I will admit
good naman.
it.
But you also said in your Facebook post that this was a huge commitment.
It is.
And you're back on the daily grind. You could have chosen to take on a weekly show or a current affairs show or a segment, but you took on the daily news grind.
Yeah.
So
why?
Is there unfinished business there?
You know, let's rewind to my last daily show was Bandila, which was in 2017. It was my choice to leave. And I guess I felt a little like I was reneging on my duty somehow. In fact, when Pat Evangelista published her book, she had something written there. Like something like, you know, silence is, or if you don't do anything, you kind of...
Allow the oppressor to continue on.
Yes. Thank you for finishing my sentence.
So did
I
you
feel a little guilt.
Why? What made you leave Bandila?
I could not take introducing a president swearing on air. I felt it was normal. And because it's a straight newscast, I couldn't really make a face or say something. It's not right.
Teka, 2017, so meaning 2 years mo lang natiis.
Oo.
Grabe.
At saka I wanted to leave my comfort zone, actually. I wanted to have experience in digital. So I moved to digital.
But that was exactly the point where things were turning to that space.
Yes. And ABS-CBN, our old network, was scrambling to keep up, you know, at that time. Because we were all focused on terrestrial then. Content was there. We were all silos doing our own thing, you know. So I thought I wanted to try it out on digital.
But are you ready now to open your mind again to the world of news? I mean,
Well, I guess, yeah.
There
Actually,
is the Duterte versus the Marcoses. We have the impeachment trial. For a journalist, it's actually...
there's so much happening. It's exciting.
We have a lot of stories to tell. Is that also what made you come back?
I think it's not so much about the story. I think, yun na nga, I want to be able to share my back my knowledge by experience, I guess. Put some perspective. I'm not, yeah. Ayoko namang magbuhat ng
Doon
bangko.
sa ano?
Bahala na.
Doon sa big
matingnan.
story. Doon sa big story.
Oo.
Kasi nga nakaka-excite dahil yung format ng big story, I came from there.
Yes. Di ba?
There's a lot of banter.
Yeah.
There's a lot of,
sharing of
putting your thoughts in there,
Yes.
like kung ano man yung inside information na nakuha ninyo, that space provides for the opportunity.
Yeah.
So
it's exciting.
Oo. Anong klaseng Ces Oreña-Drilon ang makikita namin sa Act 3.0?
4 na ata.
Ay, 4 na.
Hindi. Nang The Big Story. Yung akin ay Act 3. Okay. I don't know. It's just, let's see.
Kasi in ABS-CBN, most of the news that you did was straight news, right? Parang hindi ka talagang allowed, were you allowed to weigh in on issues, like give your take?
Not so much.
Not so much.
And I veered away from that, actually. Like, I didn't do radio where you really reveal your position.
On purpose?
Yes. I did radio briefly. But it's also how the way you ask the questions. It kind of reveals your
biases?
Yeah.
Pero sa ngayon, sa mundo ngayon, parang
Exactly.
hindi na rin, there's no use pretending that you don't have biases. Gusto rin ng audience na malaman you being authentic or truthful to where you're coming from.
No, I agree.
No?
I agree.
And I guess
as long as it's still based on the truth, based on what you know is closest
siguro
to the
gusto kong
truth.
tanungin, mga-away ka ba?
Hindi naman! Uy, baka walang mag-guest. Pambira ka.
Hindi, excited
No,
kami.
hindi mga away. It's just that parang don't let them get off easily.
Okay.
If you know they're obfuscating or avoiding, you try to not pin them down, but really reveal the truth or their position, di ba? Yun lang naman. Di naman mga away. Parang ano lang.
Well, still on journalism, another thing I wanted to ask is how far are you willing to take this third act? What if our boss, Patrick Paes, our news chief, sends you out to do a story?
Basta naman
Game
it's
pa rin.
interesting.
Talaga?
Oo.
So we might see you again.
Talaga
on
ba?
field.
Kung may budget.
Yun ang tanong. Ang ganda. Ang galing.
No, I meant budget with
Bago pa lang kayo, pero ang bilis nyo.
I really actually wanna go
Oo,
out.
talaga.
Yeah, but not every day naman like
Mas
before.
gusto niyo ba sa labas, sa
Really?
field?
Yes.
Talaga?
Oo.
Like,
At saka mas maganda ako sa labas kesa sa studio. Pag natural light ako.
Siyempre, kilala namin kayo bilang isa sa pinakamatatapang na journo sa industriya. What were some of the most memorable coverages?
Alam mo, I believe, hindi naman, ang matapang, hindi naman nasusukat yan sa sabak ka ba sa delikado.
gera,
Correct. Yung pwede rin ang tapang naman ay kaya mo bang questionin ang isang may malaking katungkulan? Kaya mo bang, can you challenge people in authority? And it's really our job, di ba, as a fourth estate na bantayan sila para sa taong bayan.
Pero ma'am says,
Kailangan yun matapang ka kasi pagka merong, di ba, may mga katungkulan, ang tendency, you're very respectful. I mean, you can still be respectful, but put them,
in their place?
not put them in their place, but rather...
Put them on the spot?
Yes.
But after what happened to us at ABS-CBN,
Exactly. That, I think, is the challenge before media now. Medyo may takot. Di ba? May prior restraint na.
kasi alam mo na
Delikado.
maaaring mangyari ito.
Oo.
But there are also so many other mediums now that journals can come out with
true
their
naman.
stories.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
for example, Christian Esguerra
Yeah.
is on YouTube, very,
Yeah.
very active. Kayo
Yeah.
rin, nasa TikTok kayo at one point, but it was mostly business, I think, that you were doing.
No, I wasn't doing much. Ang hirap eh. Ang hirap.
Ang dami na ngayon, ano?
dami na.
What do you think of Philippine journalism now? I mean, is it tamer?
Yeah.
Or is it a little bit more creative?
Maybe tamer.
Talaga? Bakit?
Ang daming pwedeng gawing storya pero hindi ginagawa.
Ano yung mga story na parang, gusto ko gawin yan? Sayang, walang gumawa.
Recently, kunyari, nakita ko, di ba nagde-deport ng maraming Chinese na involved sa Pogo? Ba't wala pang, meron na ba? Nag-try? Sumakay sa aeroplano, tignan, ano bang...
Itsura? Ng mga dinideport? Ano yung kwento nila? Baka kasi hindi marunong mag-Chinese.
Kahit, hindi naman. It's just, I don't know, kumuha ka ng interpreter, di ba?
Tama yun.
Or parang yung...
you have a point there.
A lot of this Pogo business and would have been interesting to follow. A lot of the stories there. And although, it's difficult, but, you know. But kaya. If
These
you
are
were really
actually
persistent. Diba?
Even after everything you've gone through, I mean, you've been tough and courageous with your stories, but there have been several that has also gotten you in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, you run
like
afoul of not just, Muslim extremists, but people in power who hold power.
And after everything you've gone through, you still will recommend the young journals of today to go after those stories.
Yeah. That's your job. If you want to really be
Tama
a
naman.
journalist, di ba?
Oo.
Parang ano
But
ba yung
where
mga
do you draw the
hindi-
line? I mean, it can't
yun
be
na nga.
all about hanging
It can't
your
be
neck.
naman, that's I think also the lesson learned from my experience in 2008. No story is worth dying for also. I mean, you don't put your life on the line.
So, kailan niyo po sasabihin na, ay, hanggang dito lang ako?
Sinabi ko na yun eh. Di ba? I retired.
That was you drawing the line there.
I also, because, I put my family through so much, and I wanted to also, I didn't want to put them through that again. Kasi I could have, gone back. I did go back to Sulu, but, I could have gone back more, but I also I didn't want them to undergo that experience again.
So,
Not knowing whether
kaya
anong
niyong bumalik
nangyari.
doon? Kaya niyong
Oo
bumalik
naman.
talaga? Hindi kayo natatakot? I mean, like, hindi ba nagsasurface
Eh
ulit
ngayon,
yung mga feelings of...
it's quite peaceful from
Yes.
what you've gone there.
I've gone there.
Yeah.
Malayo-malayo na.
Oo.
Basilan din.
Oo.
And I went with Ed Lingao. And, I mean, like...
It's such a pity
we put,
kasi it's a beautiful place. Diba? It's a beautiful part of our country.
if I invited you to Sulu, would you come
Oh
with
yeah,
me?
let's go. Magpasama tayo kay Jam Alindogan because she has Sinagtala. She has she's doing a lot for women there. Yeah. So,
Iba na ang mukha.
oo, iba na. Kaya lang nga, syempre, parang baka lagyan ng kahulugan pag akong pumunta doon, di ba? Parang ano ba to, tempting fate or, di ba, nang aasar. But I really want to go just to say na hindi ako na-traumatize, I'm not angry at them, I really want to reach out also.
Your captors, I believe, surrendered in 2022. Have you met them?
No, they didn't
No.
surrender.
They didn't surrender.
No.
Nahuli sila.
Actually, there were a couple. There was one who was recently captured. Yeah. Not surrender. No one surrendered.
Napatawad niya.
And then, naintindihan ko rin naman yung ginagawa nila eh. Kasi when you talk to them, you understand that all these centuries of oppression, it's carried from generation to generation, the feeling of that this is your land, and then, you're mired in poverty, etc. To the point na parang ayaw mo parang it was just the most natural thing to do to get a gun and, rebel. Parang gano'n. Sabi ko, magtanim na lang kayo ng kape. Ang sarap ng kape. Ganon talaga. It was one of the best things during
Ang sarap ng kape sa
kape,
Sulu.
di ba? O kaya,
Ang sarap din ng prutas.
exactly. Ba't di nyo na lang ipaglaban yung fishing rights ninyo? I mean, do livelihood instead of fighting. the government.
It could have been unimaginable then, but I mean now seeing peace
Yeah.
in that area.
Yeah.
Para sa akin kasi first timer ako doon eh. So iba yung appreciation nyo.
Pero matagal na ako nagko-cover doon since I was, meron pa akong picture na bata pa si Isabel, ganun eh. 1987, 1986, yeah.
Meron ba kayong storyang niregret nyo? I mean, sana hindi ko to nilabas. Sana hindi ko to ginawa. Sana hindi ko to sinuyod. Meron ba kayong storyang nasunog kayo? Yung mga ganyan.
Ay, meron.
Huwag na sabihin.
Alam mo kasi ang ano ko, I guess sometimes it's not also good. I'm really very persistent. And there was supposed to be this person who would give information on someone who was wanted. But I was being used pala by intelligence to show na, oh, look at this journalist. She's after, parang ginamit ako na to prove to their bosses na they're on the tail of this person. But even, kasi antay ako kahit parang 24 oras ng nag-aantay, sinagaan ko. But yeah, in the end, nasunog ako. Yeah, you know, you learn from your mistakes. Di ka naman laging, tama.
What do you hope to do in this ecosystem of the Kapatid Network? I mean, it's not just your advocacy for sustainability, but you've been colleagues with Sir Patrick, with Ed,
I don't know
with
how Patrick
Julius.
convinced me. Because
Ano yung mga memories nyo dati?
Ay, si Patrick.
Sa kayo nagkasama? Si Patrick ay ang aming news chief dito sa TV5.
Si Patrick kasi, I really admire the way he writes and angles stories. Kilala ko na yan, wala pa siya sa TV. He was still a print reporter for the Manila Chronicle, which was the newspaper when, you know, I was starting as a journalist. So, lagi kong binabasa kung paano niya sinusulat yung same coverage. Nagko-cover kami ng Senate. Yeah. So, minsan, magkaiba ng angulo. So, parang mas maganda yung kay Patrick. Kino-compare ko lagi how my peers would write our same coverage. So, I'll learn.
So, hindi kayo nagkasama nung correspondence siya, tapos kayo ay nasa ABS-CBN noon?
Pero hindi ako regular sa correspondence. I would do
From time
stories
to time.
from
How about
time to
Ed?
time.
Nakasama mo si Ed?
Minsan din. Oo.
Si Julius Babaw, syempre
Si
sa
Julius,
Bandila.
oo naman. Parang reunion nga rin
Kaya
dito
nga.
eh. And also, a lot of people behind the scenes, you know, di ba? Galing ABS.
Why TV5? I mean, you have all the opportunities to enter any network and I'm sure they'd be glad to receive you.
One, it's 20 minutes away from my place.
Praktikalan na tayo dito.
Oo, talaga. Alam mo, malaking commitment ang daily. Ikaw, bata ka pa. My gosh. Hello. Senior na ako.
Where were you when you were my age?
Wait.
I'm 34.
You announced your age.
It's fine.
You know, I started anchoring when I was 30. It was like a big break for me because I was a reporter pa lang. I became business news anchor of The World Tonight with Angelo Castro and Lauren Legarda. Diane was the sports anchor. And then I had a show called Usapang Business. So yun, maybe when I was 34. Ikaw maagang mga break sa'yo. Dati, you got, I won't say easy, but I think you were groomed by our old network.
No, I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
Including to have you as a former boss.
Yeah.
Right now, we see other broadcasters. They are visible in many other platforms. It's not just one.
Yes.
Do you think that's the way to go? I mean,
I think it's good.
Ganun na ba? Parang, should you keep yourself in one network? What is your perspective on that? On the way things have changed? On how you get your stories across, your message across?
It's good for you as a talent. Right? So, it's good.
You can spread your wings.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Yeah.
Where were you after ABS-CBN shut down?
that exact time. Well, and then
No,
the
I mean after,
pandemic.
what did you do?
Did I do? I discovered so many things about myself. I guess I had the time, so I was able to garden. I have a little farm, and then I'm a formulator. I'm actually taking an online course now to be for natural skincare.
Oh!
Yeah. Because I want to have more cred. I want to have credibility. Hindi lang porke ginawa ko tong produktong to at sinasabi kong magaling siya. Parang iba rin yung nag-aaral ka, di ba?
So iba ito, di
It's
ba
an
gumagawa
online
ka ng
course.
sage? I mean,
Yes, iba pa to sa mga...
yung sage na,
Yeah, this one I want to
usok.
make formulations talaga for the skin, for still using natural, still using plants and, nature.
Lumalabas na yung pagkakikay ninyo, ah.
Ay, syempre, parte naman yun. Syempre, di ba?
Oo, but you also have a stone house.
Rammed earth.
Rammed earth.
Rammed earth.
Oo.
Yeah. Kasi nga, I want to... The pandemic opened my eyes to the damage that we are doing to the planet. Because during the pandemic, I never saw the skies bluer from my condo. Ngayon, the sky is always gray, it's always so polluted. Because we stopped going out, we stopped, polluting the environment because we were stuck at home. So, I thought I would like to reduce my carbon footprint. Wala pa akong EV, wala pa akong electric vehicle, pero eventually yun ang gusto ko. But also powered by maybe solar. Anyways, yung rammed earth kasi, you only use 10% cement. The rest is soil and sand as a mixture.
Paano kung binagyo?
Ang tigas niya.
Talaga?
Oh, I mean, it's like so,
Has it been tested?
it's parts of the Great Wall of China.
Talaga?
Yes. Which is when was that built? Centuries.
Ganon, yun ang composition ng Great Wall of China.
Yes. Some parts. And also, it's an ancient way of building, actually.
What's your vision for your farm? I asked that because I also have my own.
I know.
And I'm like, you have to visualize where you want this to
Yes.
go or else gagastos ka dito, gagastos ka dyan. Walang pinuntahan. So what is your vision for
It
your
has changed
bottom
many
line?
times. Pag nag-pivot ako ng pivot, dati gusto ko maging producer ng herbs. Titinda ako sa mga restaurants. But I think that's hard. You need a lot of land. And also...
To keep it going.
Yeah.
Oo, dapat may crop rotation.
At saka, kailangan may value added. Tiga-bigay lang ba ako tiga-benta lang ba ako ng raw material? So that's why I want to build a garden of herbs and other plants that I can use in my formulas, what I'll make. Eventually, I'll have to buy, of course, but at least I have a garden, parang it's a wellness and cosmetic garden.
Na ilalagay mo dun sa sa skincare
Yes,
products mo.
oo. Correct.
Are you hoping to invite the public into your private space to be able to experience a little bit of that
pwede
wellness?
naman. Pag maganda.
Kasi si Chari Villa, na ating kaibigan
gagawin
meron
na
siyang
niya.
pa-retreat center
Oo
doon. Oo.
Yeah.
Sa inyo,
Maybe, we'll see. Patapusin muna natin yung bahay. Ang tagal eh. Kasi nga,
mahal.
Hindi. At saka it's very experimental. For instance, I'm using engineered bamboo for my beams, for the ceiling, and for the posts instead of steel. So, it took a bit of time to make because yung beams ko sa bahay are curved. Can you imagine making that curved bamboo?
Oo nga.
Oo.
So you have to test it first and its durability?
No. It
No.
already
You're
has been
confident already?
computed naman by a structural engineer. It took some time for rhizome, which is producing that bamboo, to make.
I think your house...
Parang they compress it kasi. It's like,
Mahal ba yan? Yung
Siguro kasi
kinukwento
bago
mo.
pa lang. Pero
kasi parang mahal maging sustainable.
Sa umpisa. Kasi syempre hindi pa, oo.
Parang solar power lang.
Oh,
Kailangan mo
di ba
gumastos
ngayon
ng
naging mura
malaki-laki.
na. Pero it became
Pero
cheaper.
mahal pa rin yung battery.
Oo, pero it's going down. The price is going down. If you're, I guess if you're pioneering or medyo mahal pa sa umpisa. Sa umpisa. It's like, the structures of the Cebu Airport and the Clark Airport, yung wood na ginagamit nila. You've seen that,
Yes.
diba? Yung mga beams. They
Ganon
are
din.
doing that with bamboo now. Which is lighter. I think 3 times lighter than steel, but twice stronger. Imagine. It's a very sustainable material to build with. So parang yun ang gusto kong, I guess you'd reach that part of your, matagal ka pa. In your life, na gusto mo nang ambag ka sa lipunan. Parang yun ang gusto kong gawin.
Well, you are a storyteller. And you've done newscasts in the mainstream channel. How would you convince Filipinos of sustainability? I mean, paano mo maikakwento ang konseptong sustainability sa masang Pilipino?
Kasi ang sustainability very abstract at saka
Oo.
parang,
Parang
nakakain
mahal.
ba yan?
Mga ganun.
Oo, parang, anong dulot niyan sa buhay ko?
Naisip nyo ba yun? Kung paano nyo
hindi, makikita mo na.
breakdown?
I think, naman yan, may mga cities and municipalities that already are banning plastic, di ba? Di ba, when you go to the supermarket, gusto nila naka-eco bag ka or ilalagay mo sa kahon. So, I think that already is a start. People, may awareness na. But if each of us does something in our daily life that will reduce the harm we are doing to the planet, and collectively, we can make an impact. I think.
Hindi niyo po naisip na tumakbo for government? I mean, like all the other things because I get that question a lot. But I'm sure you've gotten it a lot too.
I actually was tempted.
Talaga.
Tempted to the temptation siguro was, the most I did was I approached, well, my name was included in a survey. And parang meron naman chance. But, I think my role is here. And also doing my sustainability advocacy outside government.
Can you take us through that process of discernment
why?
that led you to say that my role is here? At teka, anong ano yun?
Tsaka
Yung
parang
survey na yun, senatorial ba yun?
Oo.
Senatorial yun. Parang bagay naman, Senator Ces Drilon. Senator Drilon. Ay, Drilon, meron na palang iba.
Parang oo nga. Hindi, kaya nga eh. Di ba nag-retire na si Fran? Anyway, nasa na?
Bakit hindi?
Bakit hindi?
Bakit hindi?
Kasi gusto kong mas tahimik na buhay. Parang ang gulo eh. Di ba?
Tapos bumalik po kayo sa mundo ng pagbabalita.
Hindi naman kasing gulo.
Sabagay, tama naman.
Di ba? Try to make sense na lang of the world of politics, of what politicians are telling us. I guess it's better than being the actual politician. It's hard when you're, I don't know, I think it will be the difficulty siguro, okay, if you're, the decision was, I might be thrust into positions where, you would have to compromise and your principles.
And you say, sabi nga nila, di ba, ang public service is, or politics is the act of compromising because it's not just your point of view, but also to consider the other. But it's not just.
You'll have to bend.
It's not just
you'll
about
have
opinions.
to maybe bend some of your
what are
beliefs.
some of your non-negotiables? I mean, kahit dito sa mundo natin
Meron din.
Marami. I mean, decision points.
Hindi ka naman maglalabas ng hindi katotohanan.
Paano kung may lumapit po sa inyo na sinabing mag-endorse kayo nitong politiko?
Hindi. I've never, I've never endorsed them. I did. But I was no longer active. You know.
So,
Now that I'm with One News.
babalik na.
Oh, syempre.
Babalik
hindi
na. Oo.
Naalala
Hindi
ko.
nawawala yun sa ating mundo. Kasi,
Na ano?
Yun nga. Kasi kahit ako, na marami nang nag-alok
Oh,
sa akin.
so would you?
I wouldn't because I'm here.
Yeah, but
And that's clear
maybe
to
when
me.
you're a little older, you might.
Because?
You've been there, done that. Di ba? You might want to explore other avenues. And I do know you have your advocacies also. Di ba?
The politics is not for me.
Ah, really? You know na? For sure, huwag ka magsalita ng
Hindi
ng
ko rin
tapos.
kaya.
Huwag ka mag-period.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
puntahan natin itong question na ayaw nyo kanina.
Ano?
Anong legacy?
Parang naman.
Sige, ganito na lang. Kasi sabi nyo, gusto nyo magturo, gusto nyo mag-give back. Anong gusto nyong ituro sa mga katulad ko, sa mga younger journalists out there?
I think one is we have to be more conscious about the way we're living our life na kunyari, even when we buy things, kailangan mo ba talaga yan? Parang, alam ko, it's hard kasi ako, oh my God, I collect things. So, I have to really consciously be more conscious about how I live. Yeah.
So, yun ang gusto nyo ituro sa mga colleagues?
Alam mo, maybe some will say dito sa Pilipinas, we're one of the most vulnerable to the climate crisis, but the climate crisis, the most damage that's being done to the earth is really from the Western world, di ba? Tayo lang yung nagsasuffer. Pero kung tutuusin, yung contribution natin siguro sa carbon emissions is so small compared to China, the US, and other countries. But then, it doesn't mean that hindi tayo, dahil mahirap lang tayo or what, hindi tayo magigising sa katotohanan, you know, that we have to do something.
So, you're living a very simple life.
I'm trying, not yet.
Kasi yung
I'm not
mga
yet
super
there.
simple nag-uulit-ulit ng dami.
Oo,
Meron
isa
na
yun.
lang. May ganun kayo?
Dati, parang hindi pwedeng wala kang bago.
Sa atin kasi kailangan, I mean, we're seen on TV
Yeah,
every day,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But
But you
minsan
can
nagigilty rin ako kasi pag sinuot mo na to, ilang beses mo lang pwedeng suotin, kailangan meron ka na namang bago.
Oo. Kaya may sponsors, di ba?
Okay. You are a Lola now.
Yes.
Yes, you are a Lola.
Yeah.
Okay, we
I
know
have
so much.
I have two.
We know so much about you, the warrior journalist, but this side of you, what have you come to discover about being a Lola, being a mom?
I guess you have the opportunity to make up for sense of omission nung mami ako kasi ang dami kong sinacrifice for my kids. So, now's an opportunity to make up. And I'm so blessed because dalawang babae, I've always longed for girls. I have 4 boys, although my youngest is a they. Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Well, non-binary.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you have time with your apos.
Well, one kasi doesn't live here, so hindi ko pa siya
Hindi
nami-meet.
pa.
Yeah. Si Nora. Nora ang name.
But I'm sure they're happy to have
Sophia.
Lola Ces with them. Just
I
like how
hope.
we are happy to have you again in the world of news.